We've travelled the world and eaten everywhere from roadside bars to restaurants with Michelin stars. But there really is nothing like a bit of home cooking.
Coming into a warm kitchen filled with the aroma of a tasty meal bubbling away. It's one of life's great pleasures.
Lovingly prepared dishes with flavours that pack a punch. It's the perfect way to put smiles on the faces of your nearest and dearest. We also uncover why some recipes are so special that they're handed down through generations of the same family.
Who makes the best spaghetti? Right answer.
Who's going to have the first piece? Ooh.
Drop in on some of the UK's homeliest tea rooms and cafes and...
Service!
Find out what chefs like to cook on their days off.
It's much easier and much quicker.
There's nothing quite as comforting as simple home cooking. Today, the kind of dishes worth staying home for. A fantastic way to start the day. Classic combinations. And new ideas for old favourites. We're talking traditional values.
Traditional values, David.
Traditional
Yes.
values like Morris dancing.
What?
And Morris dancing, tradition and soup.
Never did I think I'd hear Morris dancing and soup in the same sentence, but you've managed to pull it off.
But our soup, it's got those textures, it's sweet, it's savoury, it's autumn, spring and winter all rolled into one. We melt some butter, take 3 sweet eating apples, just quarter the apples and I'm coring them, and then I'll just slice them into kind of nice chunks.
All I'm doing, while Dave's doing that, I'm getting stuck into the celeriac. I've got a carrot and I've got some onions, and we're just going to sweat those off as soon as those beautiful apples are caramelised.
Just coat these apples in butter, keep like a single layer on the pan, and let them cook for about 5 minutes. The thing about soup as a traditional value, it really is multicultural. In Indian restaurants, you've got mulligatawny.
Yeah. Rasam,
Yes, yeah.
beautiful soup.
In Romania, where my wife's from, their traditional soup is a ciorba de berta.
I love that.
I hate it. It's tripe soup. And actually, it's also traditional in Turkey, so you can see the Turkish influence went into Romania, but the Romanians have well and truly claimed it as their own.
They definitely have that. Right, Mucker, we're ready.
Set the apples aside.
Right. I have the celeriac, 2 onions, and a carrot.
I always think that if you want to get the most flavour out of a soup, you've got to put a lot in, haven't you?
Yeah, you have. Because then there's a gravity to it, do you know what I mean? There's a texture and a thickness to it that's lovely.
Mr. King?
Thanks, mate. Now, we need to cook this down until everything's pretty soft. Here, look, you can see that there's all of those lovely sugars on the bottom. Well, what you can do is a little bit of the stock, just pour it in, because we want to keep those flavours and keep those sugars, and we don't want them to burn. You know, like with the traditions of food and cuisine, it's a kind of good place to start from and a foundation stone for experimentation, because you can push the envelope if you actually know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And not entirely sure where you're going to. You can always refer back to your home base, can't you, and the traditions and values that you had when you were learning to cook. Yeah, I think we're there, Mother.
A couple of cloves of garlic. We'll just grate them in there. You can chop it if you want. We're garlic lovers. I'll just put the potatoes in now. Couple of sprigs of thyme. I'm just going to put them in as they are. We'll fish them out afterwards. Then a bay leaf. And now the stock. And we're using chicken stock. You could just as easily use vegetable stock. Bit of seasoning to kick it off.
Bring it to the boil, simmer, about 20 minutes.
Yeah, just till the veggies are cooked.
We're missing something, dude. It's a apple and celeriac.
The apple's going at this point as well. Slightly caramelised, slightly lovely, but the best in and out. Go up to 11. Oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely, man.
Should we taste it for seasoning, Kingy?
Yes, good idea. A little bit more salt. Oh, you see it? It's
Yeah.
lovely, though.
It's got real depth of flavour. Actually, it's a brilliant way to get the veggies into the kids, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love that tang of the apple as well.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
yeah.
Really nice.
There's only 3 apples there, but...
They work, don't they?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Should we do the bacon bits?
May as well, dude.
Bacon, an optional extra.
Obviously, not a good option if you're a vegetarian. Just a little bit of oil, brush your pan, and just stretch them out a little bit because they go slightly crispier then.
So for the other garnishes, we want some creme fraiche, and so that it goes into a nice swirl, we're just going to let that down with a drop of milk. Creme fraiche.
Shards of bacon.
And then we want some parsley sprinkles. Lovely.
There we have it, apple and celeriac soup. Proper soup, born out of traditional values.
Got heritage, that, just like Morris dancing.
Every dish tells a story. It may be about the ingredients that define it, the memories it evokes, or the people who created it. This is the story of Kath Mason's fish pie.
I love Folkestone. I was born and bred here, so this whole area here was just like my garden, in effect. The fishing industry here in Folkestone is pretty small now to how it was years ago. As a kid, you could watch the fishermen coming in, land the catch. It was amazing. Now I think we've got about 7 or 8 boats that are going out. So it is important that we keep this going, this old tradition of our town. One of the things that we do every year to highlight the importance of our fishing heritage is we put on a 2-day festival. Hi! Hello, my little clam chops, how are we? I'm all right, love. There's loads of activities that go on for all the crowds, but the highlight is the fish pie competition, which is held on the Sunday. I want some cod, some smoked haddock and some salmon, please. OK, about three. Members of the public are invited to submit their fish pie. In previous years, we've had different takes on that fish pie. We've added twists. We've had Asian or flamenco. But this year we went back to basics and just had the public's own interpretation of what they thought fish pie should be. Right, so I'm going to make my super sexy, champion, magnificent fish pie. First thing I do is put my potatoes on and then I saute my leeks very, very slowly in butter. I then make my sauce. Okay, so we're going to put a nice big slice of butter in there. Add the flour slowly. Add a little bit of stock to my roux and gently fold that in. Fish pie in my family has always been a bit of a standing joke. When I was a kid growing up, I didn't really like fish pie. Sick of fish, I think, growing up down in the harbour area. But as your parents tell you, you can't leave the table till you've finished your meal, in the end I grew to love fish pie. That's great, spot on. To make a good fish pie, and I would say a must is, it's got to be fresh fish. You can't just go and buy frozen stuff out of the supermarket. It's too watery and it's flavourless. You must buy fresh fish. Now I'm going to add in the scallops and the prawns. When I'm happy with that, I will then add in the sauce that I've already made. Gently stir all that round. Then I'll put it in my casserole dish and leave that to settle. If you think back, I suppose, to when my grandmother made fish pie, the ingredients would have changed an awful lot. My nan was a war widow, so she was given free fish every Friday. It was left on her doorstep. And she used to make a fish pie for her and her children. And I would have thought they've just done a white sauce, put the fish potatoes, bit of butter, that would have been it. When my mother started cooking fish pie, then I suppose she went a little bit more upmarket. You know, she would have added a bit salmon. We would have had cheese, maybe a little bit of cream. Because as the years go by, times change. And I suppose to where I am now with making my fish pie, I've got everything in it. So I'm going to just chop them up really finely so that they don't look like a caper anymore. For me, capers are the worst thing ever in the world. But for some reason, I managed to discover that actually chopped up finely on top of my fish pie, they're fantastic. The fishing industry in Folkestone is really important. It's important to our community and they're risking their lives really to put fish on our plate. The least that we can do is go out and buy it and support them. Oh wow, look at that. Kath's magnificent fish pie from Folkestone. That is superb. That is Folkestone in a bowl.
When talking about tradition, of course, we have this remarkable tradition for puds. But these are puddings, they're not desserts or sweets, they're puds.
Bread and butter pud.
Oh.
And this one's a bit of a good one because what we're doing, it's raspberry and orange bread and butter pudding.
When I was a kid, what was bread and butter pudding? It was my mother saying, there's half a loaf of white slice that's going off. So she put into a tray, butter it, a few sultanas, sprinkle sugar on the top, put some frugal custard and bake it. And do you know what? I loved it. But this is different. This is a luxury version, because our bread is brioche. I'm just overlaying a little bit here.
Lovely.
Because, you know, we Northerns have a great tradition of bricklaying. Are you happy with that, Kingy?
Yeah, lovely, mate, yes.
Right, so I'm going to take most of the raspberries, about 2/3 of them, and I'm going to give them a little crush. Just bruise them slightly. Then a couple of spoonfuls of caster sugar. And then, this is optional, but it is a luxury bread and butter pudding, some raspberry liqueur. Ooh.
Right, I'm going to zest an orange.
Nice.
And then I'm going to start to make the custard.
Whoa. So over that layer, and just sprinkle those with the booze over that layer of brioche. When the custard soaks through all this, you've got the liqueur, the raspberries and the sugar, and you get a bit of a raspberry ripple effect.
It's lovely. Yeah, because they bleed, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bleeding raspberries, my mother used to say. I just thought she was being rude. But now I know it was a technical statement.
Right, I'm going to take 4 eggs.
I'm going to butter more brioche.
And I'm going to take the remainder of the sugar. And then I'm going to beat the eggs, the orange zest and the sugar together. And just beat them until the eggs and the sugar go a nice light colour.
And these raspberries, we pop them on the top.
And then add some milk. Now this is whole milk. And some double cream. Okay, so I'm just going to ladle this in because we just need to get it started.
Now, bread and butter pudding. Well, the constant is a bread and butter. Brioche is one bread you can use. You can use croissants, you can use stale white bread. Welsh tea brack's great, fruit bread's good.
Right, very nice. And also, you don't have to have raspberry and orange. You can have chocolate.
Cherry and chocolate is a nice one.
Nice one,
We
yeah.
did a cherry and white chocolate.
And indeed, white chocolate and lemon.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Let's pop it on there, just in case it boils over. So we need to dot with butter and sprinkle with demerara sugar.
I'll let you dot and then I'll sprinkle. Lovely.
How simple, but luxurious, but traditional. So that goes into a preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, for about 35 to 45 minutes until the top is golden brown and the custards, well, become custard. Well, we're not going to waste this orange. And also, we just want something a little bit special to go on our very special bread and butter pudding. It'll make your granny dribble, this one.
It will, it's lovely.
So to segment an orange, top it, tail it, and just cut the rind off.
Lush, mate, lush.
Yeah, because we
look at
don't
that
want any
orange.
pith, we don't want any rind.
So we're going to make a standard stock syrup. Put some caster sugar in the bottom of a pan. I'm going to heat the sugar through, and then very shortly we're going to add a little bit of water. Once you see it melting a little bit, the sugar, add a little bit of water. When you put the water in, obviously the sugar cools pretty rapidly and it'll go solid, but it doesn't stay like that for long. What you just need to do is, we now need to reduce it.
Should we do another while that boils down?
Yeah, do, man, yeah.
Lovely. Lovely.
There we go. Couple of minutes, boiling that pretty hard. We should be there.
That's come down a treat, Si.
Yeah, it's lovely that, mate.
Oranges?
Yes, please. A bit of that juice as well.
Yeah.
Great. Lovely. I'm just going to warm these through. Again, you just need to get it on a proper boil and then we're going to flambe it in some orange liqueur.
Obviously, this is optional,
Yes.
but you know, if you've got the option, it's not a bad one.
You might as well, mate, you know.
There's something always exciting when you've got a flambe on, isn't there?
I love it.
I know you do.
I can't help myself.
The ceiling's just been painted.
Sorry.
It's quite low.
Lovely.
We don't want all that.
No, no, because
But half.
Yeah. And what we'll do,
Hey,
catch it on like that,
lovely flavour, isn't
and
it?
just let that go, and boil all of that alcohol off. And also, all the time, what's happening is that the surface of those oranges are starting to caramelise.
Well, I think our bread and butter pudding is just about there. That's what you call a bread and butter pudding. Most wonderful flambéed orange segments for the top. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Bit of cream with that would be nice, wouldn't it?
excellent idea.
Nothing beats a bit of home cooking, but every now and then, it's nice to have someone else cook for you.
Thankfully, all over the country, there are tasty places that make us feel right at home.
My name is Ross, and I'm the 4th generation of the family business, the Rinkha. What I do is make the ice cream in which the Rinkha is most famous for. We're not only an ice cream shop, we are a toy shop, general store, a cafe, and we are at the heart of the community.
I thank you, Margaret. Thank you, my dear.
Island McGee is a beautiful, beautiful peninsula off the East Antrim coast. I've lived in Island McGee all of my life. I was born and bred and reared in Island McGee. It's peaceful, tranquil, and I could not imagine living anywhere else in the world.
I'm William Hawkins. The Rinkha was built as a dance hall by my grandfather because he wanted to diversify from the general store which he had, and I wanted to get into the entertainment business. In those days, this area was very, very sparsely populated. Quite a few people thought this man had lost his senses, but he did it and attracted the show bands from all over Ireland and became very successful.
The very fact that people have danced on this floor and are still able to come and sit and enjoy a coffee, it's special in a lot of customers' hearts.
It was packed, and the music was good. People enjoyed themselves here.
I think the Rinkha means so much to me because I met my late husband here. They did call it the ballroom of romance.
Nothing but laughter, good music, good dancing, and good ice cream.
The last dance was in 1968. After that, the dance hall closed. My father at that stage gradually turned it into a shop which sold quite a variety of stuff. The ice cream has always been at the heart.
The ice cream is our biggest attraction. It has been here since 1921. It was invented and made by my great-grandmother, Henrietta, and the secret's been passed down very, very carefully and kept very, very carefully by the members of the family that know it. I love experimenting with flavours. You can come in here on a winter's day, lock the doors, no one's about, and just mess about with whatever you want. That's where you try and find different, unique flavours. Sometimes I would feel like a bit of a mad scientist, and some people tell me I look like it wearing this white overall. As a family business, we want the Rinkha to continue into the future. There's customers still supporting us to this day that supported my great-grandfather and grandfather and father. So the Rinkha still sells a very famous ice cream. We still serve the community. But we want to keep on supplying the community as a central focal point. And also I would love to see some live music being brought back.
You know, I don't think there's any more tradition that's more traditional than the cooked breakfast, the fry-up. There is nothing, though, like, you know when you've got that pizza from the night before and you go, What we've done is we've crossed that pizza with the full English.
We have. We've taken two of our favourite things and put them together. Well, you see, it's tradition, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So, you have pepperoni, so we've got Cumberland sausage. We like an egg on our pizza.
Which is also traditional for a pizza Florentine, so there you are. You see.
Tomato, fine. Bacon, prosciutto, whatever.
Black pudding.
There is no food like the pizza that lends itself to a full English breakfast.
Well, if you make the dough, dude, I'll just make the passata, the spready, tomatoey bit on the top of your beautiful pizza, dude.
You could have brown sauce on our breakfast pizza.
You can have what the flippin' heck you like.
Marmalade.
Yeah, nice.
Right. Yeast goes into the flour, 300 grams of plain flour. It's dried yeast. And just give that a good mix in before we put in the salt, because we don't want the salt to land on the yeast and to kill the yeast. Teaspoon of salt. Now I want about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Mix the olive oil to the tepid water, and we just start to make the dough.
Right, now, there's 2 cloves of garlic in here. I'm not doing anything other than sticking them in. Just into a food processor like that. There's 200 millilitres of passata to go in, tomato puree, some oregano, dried, about a teaspoon, that'll do, salt, pepper, and some fresh basil leaves. Mate, I'm going to turn this on now, so you might have to shout.
That's all right!
Now you want this as smooth as you can get it. About that consistency. Ooh, look at that. And you notice we're not cooking it off, but don't forget this goes into the oven.
When you do dough, there's a point when you know that it's dough and not flour and water. It just goes elastic. And there we have it.
Oh, that looks nice, Dave.
Yeah.
Springy.
It's funny, I think pizza dough really needs to be worked, doesn't it?
It does.
You need the dough to release the gluten, but you want your pizza dough to be stretchy and springy.
Yeah. Looks really nice, man.
Put a bit of oil into the bowl, just so the dough doesn't stick when we take it out. And we leave this beauty to prove for an hour or so, till it's doubled in size. But you can do this the night before and put this in the fridge, and the dough will still prove in a cool temperature. It'll just take a lot longer. Et voila! Look at that.
It's like Lazarus, that. Brilliant. Oh, that smells fabulous as well.
Now I've got...
What you got?
Me peel. And of course, you can struggle with 2 fish slices at home. But, we're not.
No.
But the thing is, I'm limited to the size of me pizza, to the diameter of me doodah.
Well, we don't want a gratuitous breakfast, do we?
It's a full English fry-up pizza! Anyway, I'm going to knock my dough back. I should be really spinning this round my head, shouldn't I, in true pizza house fashion?
Absolutely.
Right, just pop that onto your peel. Well, that's pretty good.
Perfect, mother. So, Leonardo, how do you see your creation?
I think we put the passata onto the dough.
Yes, definitely.
In general pizza fashion.
Yeah.
Speckle it with sausage. I think the streaky bacon in about 1-inch bits, so that when you get a slice, you have a piece of bacon.
1-inch bits.
Yeah.
Right, mate.
Black pudding just crumbled.
I'm on it.
And then we'll kind of break an egg on the top, and then mozzarella on it. Of course, you could do a vegetarian version of this, just with mushrooms and tomatoes. But then it'd just be a pizza.
Yeah, I'd be wrong.
We've got a pizza stone that we put in the oven, and that's been in there about 20 minutes warming up.
Yes. What's happening, dude? Nice one, squirrel.
Whoa.
Okay, that's...
See you in about 10 minutes.
Get in.
Beautiful. And the egg's still poppable.
Can we?
But that's it, you see, because of the bread, fresh baked bread, runny egg, it's like self-perpetuating soldiers. Go on!
Oh, yeah.
Nice sound.
What do you reckon?
I reckon it's genius. It just works so well. But it's got all the traditions that we love from home, with a full English breakfast, fresh baked bread, you know, a bit of cheese on top for indulgence.
Crispy bottom.
Yeah. And you've also got that pizza for breakfast kind of vibe, but without the guilt. Britain has an army of creative chefs who day after day send out sensational dishes to customers in their restaurants.
They work long hours, toiling over their stoves. But at home, what is it that they cook on their days off?
I never thought of that. My name's Karina Contini. I am the chef proprietor here at Contini Ristoranti in Scotland's beautiful capital city. We are a fresh, simple Italian restaurant that prides itself on southern Italian cooking, using the best Scottish ingredients that are available, but we also import produce direct from the markets of Italy. This kitchen is brutal because it's open for breakfast service, kicks off for lunch, and then bang into dinner service. It's hectic, it's busy, but it delivers. Home time is recharge, re-energize. It's vital. You know, without our downtime, we couldn't go. Being the youngest of a big family of Italians, inevitably cooking is part of life, and being Italian stock, it gives you brownie points with your mother-in-law and your mother. So huge satisfaction from feeding our family. Home cooking is a mixture of Italian and Scottish. I suppose in the summertime we'll cook more Italian food, but definitely in the wintertime more comfort, more Scottish food. And if you were to ask my children what their favourite dish was, it would definitely be steak pie. Steak pie is a dish that my grandmother used to cook. I think it was one of the first dishes she learned to cook coming over from Italy. It was handed down to my mother. My mother hates steak pie. Maybe that's why we all love it so much. It's simple. So you need some olive oil, fry off a couple of onions that have been finely chopped. You need really good meat, preferably shoulder beef, chopped up into sort of casserole-sized chunks. Dip the chunks of meat in a little bit of flour, brown them off in the pan. Add beef stock into the pot with the beef and the onions, a little bit of thyme, and then pop it into the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes. Once it's cooked and tender, then fill a traditional pie dish, And then I don't make my own puff pastry. I've never made my own puff pastry. It's one of my life's goals. I need to find time to make puff pastry. But pre-bought puff pastry, lovely vegetables, and you really can't go wrong. One of my youngest memories was putting the pastry on the pie. I mean, I probably would have been 5 or 6 scoring the pastry. Spoon. I suppose eating it today, it just brings back all of those memories, but it's, you know, it's a traditional Scottish dish that's been served for hundreds of years. And maybe that, as an Italian Scot, maybe that makes me feel more Scottish when I get to eat it.
It doesn't get much more traditional than this, Mr. Myers, does it?
The cake.
Yes, but not
cake.
just any cake, dear.
No, our twist is, Kingy.
Spice cream and blackberries.
Yeah, blackberries oozing from it and a spiced cream to give us that proper winter autumnal yum yum yum. Victoria sponge with blackberries and spiced cream.
Dave, it's not just blackberries.
No.
We are going to put... Look, you should really use creme de mure. Creme de mure is blackberry liqueur, but we couldn't find any, so we're using creme de cassis, which is just as nice.
Which is blackcurrant liqueur.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's nice. A bit of booze, bit of spice.
I'm just going to sprinkle this with a bit of sugar.
Yeah. So basically, the general rule with the Victoria sponges, use the same weight of flour, butter and sugar. In this case, 225 grams. Now, traditionally, the ladies at the WI will weigh their eggs. And so, if I take, say, 4 eggs, the 4 eggs should weigh around about 225 grams in order for that perfect Victoria sponge. So here we go, 236. But by the time we've discarded the shells, we should be spot on. It's pretty good basic chemistry. So first off, the butter, which has been softened and chopped, goes into a mixing bowl. And we need to cream this with the sugar.
Should be mousse-like, shouldn't it? Lots and lots of air in it.
Did your mum used to make Victoria sponges?
Oh, yeah.
So did mine. This was the cake of choice. This is about the only cake she made, really. In fact, she used to make a coffee cake, which in fact was a Victoria sponge, but with that liquid coffee in. Right, we're there, Kingy. It's become light and fluffy.
It's going everywhere!
Oh, sugar, look at my shirt. That's all right. That's fine, that.
Well, let's have a feel. Let's have a feel. You know what I like?
I used to love butter and sugar when I was a kid.
I hope you don't mind me saying, but I think that could do with a bit more.
Oh, all right, that's fine. Right, so add the eggs one at a time, and after each egg's gone in, pop in a spoonful of flour.
And that's to stop the mixture from separating. Because you always get a panic on when it separates like that, don't you?
You do, don't you? Yeah, you're right. And now we can start to add the rest of the flour.
Do you want me to do that, Mother?
Yeah, go on.
Do you want me to spoon round the side, mate?
Yeah.
So I can get it in.
Thank you. This does remind me of days at home.
It's the bowl licking, isn't it?
It's the bowl licking. It's a classic cake batter. But what isn't classic is the next bit. Go on, Kingy. This is the point where there is shock and awe throughout the nation.
Lemon juice.
They put lemon juice in the Victoria sponge! Yes.
Yes, we have. What you want to do is add enough lemon juice just so you get that little drop, the consistency of the drop.
Yeah, it has. It's just...
It has just loosened it right up, hasn't it?
So split this between the two lined tins. It does help if you get them even. You don't want one to be bigger than the other. I've done it. I've licked the spoon. Oh, David. That's the two halves of our supercharged Victoria sponge. And we pop that into a preheated oven at
180 degrees for 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the cream, dude.
I'll get the spices because it's a spiced cream.
Now, bit of whipping cream and whip it to just after it gets to soft peaks. So not firm peaks, not soft peaks, but the bit in the middle.
That'll do. That was quick, that. So we fold in 2 spoonfuls of icing sugar. And now the spice in the box of tricks. Shazam! I want a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, a 1/4 teaspoon of mace, a 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So that's a spice cream. Oh! I'll spoon on a layer of the blackberries. This is one very beautiful Victoria sponge cake.
See this beautiful syrup? You just want a little bit of that.
Yeah, not too much though, or else it'll make it soggy.
And then
well, there you have it. That's a wonderful cake that's born out of a great British tradition. Our Victoria sponge with blackberries and spiced cream. I bet you couldn't eat 2 slices. Afternoon tea and cake. Now there's a tradition.
absolutely. Oh man, success.
Great success.
Traditional values on a plate.
Go on.
Should I?
Yeah, go on.